Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 9. And this is going to be my trailer breakdown for Episode 9 for this season, otherwise entitled, It's My Party and I'll Die If I Want To. But of course, before we get into anything else, let's actually watch the trailer.
Surprise! Happy birthday!
Oliver would have wanted you to have this. It's hard to believe it's been 3 years.
Cheers.
Everybody stop drinking.
Cheers.
The last time I encountered Team Flash, I learned what was coming. A crisis to end the multiverse. But I guess it didn't take.
Barry. What have you done this time?
It's really you.
Okay, let go.
Barry, let go.
It's not just your world that's in danger. There's a new multiverse to replace the one that had fallen.
Choose life. No one has to watch their loved ones die.
Everyone has darkness inside them.
You could be a guiding light. A hero. Are you ready to keep running?
So yeah, last episode, who cares, it was us. Anyway, this episode, wow, the trailer looks bonkers. Now, we got a much longer trailer than normal. They did a bit of a special trailer. The one that aired like at the end of the episode, end of episode 8, was like a smaller, like condensed version of this. So this one's much more, shines a light on more of the story and stuff like that. So I'm excited to break it down in this video. But yeah, unfortunately, there's no synopsis for this episode at this point. And the reason for that is because this episode is not coming out until April 26th. Funnily enough, the day after my birthday, so fingers crossed it's a late birthday present. So yeah, no synopsis as of yet, or promo images. That'll probably come in like maybe 2 weeks from now, maybe like a week or two before the episode comes out. So yeah, it's a bit of a wait until then. But yeah, this trailer is still a bit lengthy. Yeah, a bit of a thick trailer, so we have a decent amount to talk about from it. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below your various thoughts on this trailer. What gets you hyped? What are you excited for the most? I'm assuming it's mostly Oliver Queen stuff. Maybe it's Wally, maybe it's Bloodwork, maybe it's Diggle, maybe it's all the above. Let me know in the comment section down below what you're looking forward to and any theories and predictions that you might have, because there's a couple different mystery things going on this trailer. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, want to show your support, looking forward to this episode, drop a like on the video, it takes 2 seconds. So yeah, the trailer does start off at Barry's 30th birthday, but hold on, if my mathematical math brain is mathing, Barry was born in 1989, so shouldn't he be like 33 or 34, I guess, because we're in 2023? And the issue is, or the reason is that he de-aged last season. It's very important to remember we had that episode where we had Old Man Barry, then they reversed the process and he actually went a bit further than he was meant to. So I think he's like 3 or 4 years younger than he's meant to be physically, though his birth year didn't change. So he should still be 34. Also, last episode was set on April 5th. Barry's birthday is March 14th, so I'm guessing, well, I'm hoping it's a late celebration, unless they make it that this episode randomly was set before episode 8. I don't know what they're going to do. Who knows? It's a mystery. We'll wait and see. But at this party, we can see that your boy, Diggle, is back, gifting Oliver's bow to Barry, so it's a pretty badass birthday present. But also, Wally is back. Your boy, Kid Flash, is back as well, which is awesome to see. Now, we do have everyone sort of like passing or fainting out after drinking something. It's like, looks like champagne that they're drinking and they're passing out. But Barry's in effect, he tells everyone like, yo, stop drinking, don't drink it. I'm assuming he's able to phase it out of himself after he detects something weird, or just because he's the Flash and his metabolism, it just doesn't affect him. But everyone else is not lucky enough. Everyone passes out, with Diggle seeming to be like the last bowling pin swaying back and forth before falling down. But as I said, Wally is there at the party as well. But does he pass out as well? We don't see him on screen on the floor or standing up still. So is he unaffected as well like Barry would? Or is potentially he the one that's responsible for this all going down? And I say this as, just after this in the trailer, we see Ramsey Rosso, aka Bloodwork, return. And it appears that he has tracked down Wally West in this dingy little apartment here. I'm going to assume this is Wally's apartment. It just looked like he has like this like cameras there, like Wally's been traveling the world. Do you think he'd be taking photos? So I'm assuming it's Wally's apartment, so that's going to be my bet. Now, something of interest is actually what's on the walls above the bed here. They look like weird drawings and sketches and stuff like that. So this is Wally's place. I wonder if he's been suffering through some like trauma where he's, or some visions where he's drawing stuff down. And this might tie into what Ramsey Rosso talks about. So we have Ramsey talking to Wally about his last escapades, if you want to call it, against the Flash, which of course was back in season 6, mentioning, this was in the lead up to Crisis and the end of the multiverse, and him suggesting that the multiverse actually wasn't destroyed and is still out there, which we know is the case. Now, it was destroyed, but it was rebuilt as the new multiverse. And we have potentially Bloodwork getting through to Wally and infecting him like he did to Barry back in season 4. And maybe, Bloodwork is using Wally's trauma through the multiverse ending and being destroyed and what he lost, such as, Jesse Quick, as a means to get through to Wally and change him. And maybe this is what the drawings are on the wall there. Some weird, things that, Wally's been seeing. Maybe Wally's been sort of envisioning things that happen in pre-crisis that don't exist post-crisis, like Jesse or just those events and stuff like that. Almost similar to his Savitar trauma. That was very easily washed over back in season 3. They didn't really address it too much. So maybe we're seeing something along the lines here, but post-crisis, which I think would be pretty cool. And Eric Wallace has said that Wally's journey in this episode is a very important one and is actually sort of the heart of the story. So this could be what it's built around, especially because the multiverse is brought up a couple of different times in the trailer. So I'm very intrigued to see what they do with Wally in this episode. But back to the Barry side of things, we do have him waking up on Lian Yu, and I'm wondering, could this be Purgatory? Of course, Purgatory was Lian Yu, and I guess it means Purgatory, doesn't it? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? But obviously in Crisis, this is where Oliver went and met the Spectre and stuff like that. So I'm wondering if Barry gets taken there by the Spectre because something weird's going on. I'm assuming that might be the case because the Spectre also comes out and gets into action when the multiverse can be at threat. So this would be a right time for Oliver to bring Barry in if he senses there's some unease there. But we do have Oliver questioning Barry on what he has done now. Obviously with Bloodwork, we'll get to it in a second in regards to Bloodwork setup for the episode, but maybe Barry is associated with how Bloodwork gets out. We'll wait and see, but we'll get to that in a second when we're specifically talking about Bloodwork and his road to getting out. But we have Oliver adding that it isn't just Earth Prime that is in danger and that other Earths in this new multiverse are also a threat. Of course, we as the audience, as I said before, know there has been this new multiverse out there since the end of Crisis, but this will be Barry's announcement for this. So I'm very interested to see how Barry reacts and just how he reacts and stuff like that and go, I wouldn't mind have done some exploring. I wouldn't mind doing that. But I don't know, maybe he'll I don't know if that's good for Barry to do. Maybe it's safer for you to travel the multiverse than travel the timeline. So maybe Barry, that's what you can do for a vacation, maybe next week or something like that. But we do get these infected Argus agents. You can tell by the triangle patch on their sleeves and just their general getup that these are Argus agents. So Bloodwork. Bloodwork has been in Argus. We've known this before. But in the Earth Prime comic series that took place last year, that's when the comics came out, we covered them all on the channel. In the finale for that, we see that Bloodwork has, been in Argus and held up, but he escapes at the end of it. There's this big, villain breakout within Argus, with Cisco and Tinuazo at Argus as well, and they all get them all captured back into their cells, but Bloodwork takes that opportunity to escape, and it said that the story would be continued in The Flash Season 9, which we're seeing right here. Now, whether this episode actually properly follows on from that or just takes some liberties, like maybe Tinuazo wasn't an Argus and stuff like that, I'm not too sure. Because the thing is that they actually deleted a scene from Season 8 which set Tinuazo up going to Argus to hang with Cisco. So if they were really going to use this as the setup for Bloodwork coming back, you think they would have kept that Tinuazo and Barry scene that sets up her going to Argus in Season 8. But then again, maybe at that point they weren't too sure exactly if they were going to be able to get Bloodwork, so they just removed it for safety reasons. I'm not too sure, but yeah, the comics set up Bloodwork in a pretty interesting way, and I'm interested to see if the episode follows on from that. Because the thing is, they don't have to show Bloodwork escaping from Argus. They could have Diggle maybe just relaying the information to Barry or something along those lines. I'm not too sure which way they're going to go about it, but they could easily do it that way if they wanted to. Also, the end of last season, we also know that the beginning of this season only picked up a week after the end of last season, which would only be maybe 2 or 3 weeks after the Tinuazo would have been told by Barry to go to Argus. So it's only been maybe 2 months or something since that point. So this sort of fits in with the comic. So I'd be surprised if they didn't at least somewhat connect to it. But yeah, we do get negative Kid Flash versing the Flash. You can see the negative lightning coming off the back of Wally. That was sort of white outside with the black sort of inside. Sort of looks like the Darksaber from Mandalorian. That's pretty cool lightning. But we saw it with Mina Darwan last season. We saw it with Barry, sort of. Actually, it wasn't Barry didn't really have this last season when he had it. He was more like just the orange lightning, but looked all like infected. But Mina Darwan had it last season, so they're sort of continuing on with that. But with Wally this time. But we do see them versing, and it's going to be interesting to see how Barry gets through to Wally. But I don't know how much we're going to see of this negative Kid Flash, whether it's just one sequence or like a lot of the episode. That's a wait and see. But yeah, I think Wally's journey in this episode, as I said before, is going to be one that's quite interesting to watch. And then we also do get to see Barry, Oliver, and Diggle versing Bloodwork in his big CGI monster form. I wonder if Wally will be changed back by this point and will eventually help them, or if he'll be on Bloodwork's side and you'll have Barry, Oliver, and Diggle versing Bloodwork and negative Kid Flash, or maybe it might be like halfway through the fight, Wally comes to and helps them take down Bloodwork. I'm guessing it's going to be the latter there. That's like a very TV superhero thing to do. But yeah, we'll wait and see. But this fight should be pretty cool. In regards to hype levels, I think we're all excited. I know there's going to be some hesitations and caution or cautious people going into it, which I can understand because the season hasn't been that great. It's been quite a disappointing final season, if you're being completely honest. Like, you just got to be honest, it hasn't been that great. But I have a feeling this and the Cobalt Blue storyline are just going to be really good. I just have a feeling they are. I don't want to talk yourself up, but if I have a good feelings about something, it usually ends up playing well. But if I have my doubts, then it usually ends up not being that good. Red Death, falses. So yeah, I'm excited. I think we're all just excited to see how Oliver Queen plays into it and everything like that. But one big question that a lot of people have had is whether this sets up the Cobalt Blue storyline. And I'd say no. For at least the most part. There might be a cliffhanger at the end of this episode that leads into episode 10, but I don't know if this episode strictly sets up the Cobalt Blue storyline, like it's the catalyst or anything like that. I don't think that's going to be the case, but I might be wrong. I just don't know if they'd use that. But then again, there could be some weird things this episode does in regards to maybe changing the timeline or even the multiverse in a weird way, which maybe allows the Cobalt Blue thing to play out. But it's hard to tell based off this trailer whether it does anything like that. And also because the Spectre's involved, he can sort of like construct it in a very interesting, like he can sort of like do it in a safe way. It's not like it's just Barry doing it. So because Spectre's involved, I have a feeling that nothing's really going to be overly affected unless it's something like super, super minor. So yeah, I'd be surprised if it did anything major change-wise in regards to timeline of the multiverse or even setting up Cobalt Blue, but it wouldn't surprise me if there's a cliffhanger for Cobalt Blue that maybe isn't connected to anything in the episode but just leading into the final storyline. But of course, that's a wait and see. We'll find out in, 3 weeks time or something roughly. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Let me know in the comments section down below your various opinions on this trailer. What are you looking forward to the most? What are you excited for? Any theories and predictions moving forward? Always curious to read what you guys are thinking. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.